You right, sheep? You got a friend. You are related after all. Anywho's, welcome to the Pallet garden, folks. This is where it all started, this is where it all began. The first big project on the big patch that is. I haven't even called my piece of land. I don't really want to call it. I'm not one of those people to call them. It's just a nice, my fun patch, my fun project, if you know what I mean. So, you see rabbits have been here. Rabbits are having a whale of a time. So let's digress, let's get inside. Welcome. As you can hear, I'm not sure if you can hear because I've got a mic on, but we've got a friendly goose called Gozzy who's making a whole heap of noise. What do you have to say for yourself, Gozzy? Hey? You're getting very vocal because this time of year is the geese are getting broody, starting to make babies and stuff. So I'm sure he sees geese fly over, but I don't think he knows what he is. But he's a happy chappy. He imprinted on me. We had a good time growing up. You can see some videos here. And Goggles is a boy. I don't need any more boys. But sadly, Goggles is a boy. But what can I do? Like, I'm not going to get rid of Goggles because see that it would disown me if I did. But these guys are in here. Let's bend down to see you guys properly. But these guys are in here peeing and pooing and decimating things, as you can see. I don't know. Gozzy tends to nibble things. He's always done that since he was little. And he used to nibble the cardboard box he was in. But I think he likes to nibble things like this gristolini. I don't think he's eating it. I think he's just pecking it out of boredom. But I think he likes to eat the rush. But I don't see these musky ducks doing it. But he tends to do it. And he's very chatty. I say he, I don't know if he's a boy or a girl, but I'd like to get another goose one day just to see. I'll wait till he's mature anyway. Hey? You're very chatty. But welcome, if you're new here, my name's Alexander and this is Growing in the Wind. And today we're in the Pallet garden. And it's one of my favourite spaces. It's where I put most of my work in. And it wasn't just me, I had lots of feather friends helping me out in here back in the day. But I just want to come, I'm not going to talk, I've already gave a long explanation in my other video. If you want to see that one, click the top right of the screen when I'm going to go in depth and talk about this space. But I'm just in here just to show a bit of spring life and what I've put some extra things in, because I have put in a few more extra things since making that last vlog. But it's nice to see how things are developing, what I'm going to cut back and what I'm going to do. Just going to talk you through it. I'm not going to do it because I'm still recovering, but I will tell you as and when. I'll make a vlog, so I'm getting distracted by what's around me. I'll make a vlog about it. Let me just flip you around so I can talk about what's what and what I'm going to do in this space. So you've already met Goggles and Gozzy. Nice little poops, little kind of fertilizers, walking fertilizers / vandals at the same time. But again, it was picking up the plant and stuff. Look, you guys are hungry. You got grass to eat, Gozzy. I've already given you breakfast. So we come in the door, like south is that way. So we've got a lovely kind of, south is this way. We're on a slope right now. You can see the contours of the land go across like this in a weird way like so. Hence why I've got some swells like this. But you can see as we come in, we've got lots of fuchsia popping and coming through on the side here. Is it going to be a problem in the future? Potentially. So what I'm going to do is cut this back, and then what I do with this piece of fuchsia take really well up here as well. So I'll cut this back and probably shove it in one of these squares. I think in this one here, because this is the buddleia just now, and you can see it is happy, but once he gets above where the wind blows, we've got Ernestine. Ernestine is Goggles' mum, coming in to get some food most probably. But put a fuchsia in here because there's nothing in here. There's nothing here, so fill it up the space. It'd be nice to come in and see some fuchsia coming in your face. But yeah, you can see the wind burn of the buddleia. Still happy, but again, it's just like once it gets above here, it gets burnt. But in time, this is going to thicken up and it's going to start to look pretty. And the soonest we would just prosper without getting burnt by everything. Well, the wind, because there'll be a lot of nice long thicket of stuff. If you saw my last vlog, you will see there's a lot of thicket down there that we're going to grow up. And on the right here, apple blossom escalone we've got here on the right hand side. Looking pretty. It's been battered a bit. I think that makes me fell into it or something. Something happened down here. But again, nonetheless, it's happy and it's growing. You can see the new shoots coming through. Nice bit of spring growth just here. Lovely green. It's very bogey. Spring to me is bogey green. You know, that flesh bogey green you see when you're in primary school, some kid sneeze and it comes out his nose. You never really see that in adults. And the kid would just walk around with his crusted bone. Anyway, that's rank. You guys could be eating breakfast. But a lot of willow. This is 1 year's growth, folks. 1 year's worth of growth. Look at that. That's like about 2 meters. You might be thinking, oh, that's like not impressive at all for willow, but believe me, in a place like this when it's so windy, that is impressive. And it's had how many chickens and birds and ducks in here pooing, reaping the benefits of this place. I put a lot of sand in here, which kind of can make things less fertile, but I was very confident that it would help with the drainage more so than make things less fertile, if you know what I mean, because it needed it in here. It was so wet. I kind of wanted to make them nice. It is you, Gozzy. I just seen him caught him red-handed pecking all the plants and stuff, just out of just fun. You need a new hobby, mate. Hey? He's gone quiet. But anyways, what I'm going to do with this willow, I've said it before, I'm not going to cut it right down, which I used to do every year for about past, 2-3 years doing it. But what I do is I'm going to thin this out. So I'm going to take about maybe 50% of it, so still keep that lovely shape, but thin it out so keep the height, and then spread it, because believe it or not, you cannot see. Like, it's hard enough to see down there right now. You can just about see some bowls through the gaps here, but you can't. My son could be down there and you won't be able to see him, or any ducks or anything down there, which is great. This is why I want to kind of create. Hence why I've got a lot of these plants doing their thing here on the side here. So lots of willow being thinned out. Same here. It's like really bushy when you come through. It's really fun. But what I do is cut these out. But with some of the willow is they're not kind of thick and kind of multi-stemmed. They're just pretty much just like sprigs. But what I'll do with these ones, I'll cut these ones in half and have them kind of thicken up as well, because that will kind of, and I can spread the love. Most people spread more of the love in here because I'm kind of running out of gaps really. But when it's like this, you can kind of see where you can place stuff. The sheep are still lingering for food. You ain't getting any more, mate. But you can I can put some down here. And the reason why sometimes it doesn't work in these areas, in these spaces, because the rabbits try and undermine. I still get problems with rabbits coming underneath. I've got the chicken wire maybe 2 foot down, but they still manage to undermine and come in and then cause a ruckus, which is annoying. But now's a good time to see where they're coming from, but again, there's less of them this year, and there's that other chicken. There's less of them this year, so I'm just going to keep an eye on them. So here's a nice patch where there's nothing growing. I know it comes summertime, there'll be lots of stinging nettles and everything here, but it's a nice patch for willow, escallonia or fuchsia to go, so I could fill in this gap. It's like I said, I like this time of year because, like I said, it's nice to just fill in gaps. And this is going to look amazing. But we'll go down to this side. This olearia is looking bushy, thick and happy. Look at the evergreens in there. A slight bit of discoloration, but we all get blemishes, don't we? Nothing to worry about, nothing to cry about. And so what I'll do with this, so I see it's protecting the horse chestnut down here. I've got about a good 7 of them dotted about the place. But what I'll do with this, we will thin this out, take some of the big branches, not too many, some big stuff, and then just place them and spread them around, further around in this area, because you can see the olearia traversia tend to do well. Oh, there is one down there. Take it back. There is one just down there. But I'd like to get more Dartonii dotted about. There is a handful of it. This is the Dartonii, by the way, like the rosemary looking one. I really do like this one. I didn't really at first, but now I know he likes boggy spaces. I will kind of, what we'll do, like, you take a lot from here this year, like cut it right down and spread more of the love down there, because it'd be nice to have some evergreen thicket in spaces. But if you remember the last vlog, I was talking about the ground with having like weird like herbicides in it. I think this is the bit that had it. So for a long time, this is by far one of the fastest growing salexes as well, the willows. Can't remember what it's called, like Salix Volumina. So I put it at the bottom of the screen if I remember. But they've all put in at the same time, and you can see just in this gap here, this like 4x4 square, like nothing was growing very well. Everything looked a bit crap. Because how tall the willow is down compared to this stuff. And even the ribes here, this is some type of currant. If it's black, red or white currant, it just looks terrible. So it's slowly coming back. Same with the olearia too. So just in time it will start taking a spread and do its thing. But what I'll do with this stuff is cut it right down, like maybe half the size, and start spreading this love, because it'd be good to get this fast growing willow out there and just for it to do it, spread its magic basically. But yeah, happy, because it took a while. For the first year it was only about 15 to 20 centimeters long, and then it took forever to kind of find its feet. But once it did, now it's just like up and up. So I'll cut it back, and what I might do as well, I might add some more of this to this willow arch here, because sadly this is the only growth that the willow arch put out this year, because I didn't have long enough kind of branches. They do get long, but not long enough for me to kind of wrap around here. And I wasn't going to buy any more willow because people give away for free. I just thought I can't be bothered to do that. So what I'll do is, see, there's got a lot of potions down there, and if you saw the last vlog, I've got a lot of bathtubs out there with lots of potions in. What I'll do is just give this a good feed this year, and give it good, like, lots of goodness. There's a lot of mulch in there from where the ducks sleep and the geese sleep in there, and give it a feed, because this is it's about a foot of growth. Because imagine all one plant in the one space is competing for the same nutrients, exactly the same. It's going to be, it's asking for like nutrient deficiency, hence why there's not enough growth. And plus it's quite stressful. Imagine like you're being wrapped around your brothers and sisters and trying to kind of develop and live your life. It must be tough. So that's why it needs a bit more help, I'd say. So I'm going to give it a bit more oomph, a bit more goodness in there, and then just spread it. And I always forget about this. I'm going to dig it up. I'm actually going to move this to the chicken area, because this is the Osmanthus burkwoodia. I've got the Osmanthus heterophyllus in the chicken area, but this burkwoodia has got a lovely little flower and spreads. Who is that? Oh, it's Solomon. Solomon, he was raised in here. This is another. If you're new here, this is another place where I call it my creche, because I know it's safe. I tend to get the mums who've got babies, because muscovies are very broody, and I clip their wings, put them in here with their babies, because if you don't clip their wings, they will fly out, and the babies, believe it or not, can get through here, these chicken wire, then they get trapped, and then they get predated on, and it's just like, you can see it's not a fun. I mean, the what's the word? The hooded crows and the ravens just take advantage of them. So that's why you got to clip their wings and then bring them in here. Look at I love the detail on the geese necks. They're kind of funny, and it's like layered. It's like proper 3D. It looks like, I don't know, like polystyrene that's been carved into like some certain way. He knows he's been watched. He's just pecking at stuff. I would release him and let him out, by the way, guys, but he doesn't know what he is. And I've released him before. I mean, he can fly and go over there, but when I feed everyone, he just sits and stares, and people shoot geese up here because they eat their crops. I was like, you know what, it's best for you to stay here because you're a bit of a nuisance right now, but he's happy enough. He shakes his head. You are, mate. But anyway, so it's all good, mate. So what was I talking about? The willow arch. So yes, I'm going to feed the willow arch this year. Hopefully it gets long enough, so then what we'll do, I can start, because you can see all this bit's all dead here because the wind is it's survived the wind and the rain and everything. So, and then start wrapping it around and then making a solid structure so that it's nice and happy. And another plant I never really mentioned, it's not really out there yet, it's mainly just in this area, which is, in fact, I've got some over near on that side of the duck coop, but it's Grissellina. Grissellina is a lovely, again, I say the bogey green. I like bogies, innit? I don't eat my bogies, by the way. But, I know some of you do. So this is a Grissellina here, and it's a lovely evergreen shrub. It goes really fast. It's a very coastal plant, and you can take the strong wind up here and grow really, really well. So I'm trying to get some more of this plant growing. There's quite a few cuttings dotted about the place, as you can see. There's a lot of, you can see them popping through. Hear that little wren kicking off over there. So it's like the Whitney Houston of the bird, isn't it? The bird world. It can proper hit some notes, that bird. So Grissellina popping about, so then I can start spreading the love elsewhere. And I'm not sure if it likes wet feet. I've got it up on this side because here is a lot drier than it is further down. So you can see where the swell is, where Solomon is, it tends to get boggy from this pallet garden that way. And if you're wondering, there's about 144 pallets used to create this space. So if we go over here, I don't really spend that much time here. Sorry, Gozzy. We're going around this way, mate. It's all good. I'm not chasing you. We go around here, and we've got a Formium. What's it called? Formium Tanax, or New Zealand flax, which does really well. Another plant that does well up here. And I'm hoping this spreads. What I might do is like wait to the end of the year next year and dig this up and get more out of it, because you can see there's a few more clumps I could take. I could split this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 or 8. I say 6, 7. Be quiet, people. My son tends to say that a lot. Does my head in. But but I could make about 7 clumps of this and spread the love, because this is another plant that does really well. A bit sad looking early area traversia over here. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, another trachycarpus. I forgot I had this one here. Chinese windmill palm. But this looks a bit sad, doesn't it? It's weird because it's part of the same tree. And this bit looking happy, but this looks a bit sad. I might just cut this off. It might be something. I doubt it's any like disease or anything. I think it's just like, it's just not happy. But this bit is, so I'll give it the benefit that I'll cut that bit off. It did look a bit sad, if I'm honest, to start off with when I put it in. But it's slowly starting to come back, so it should be all good. I'll give it the benefit. I'll cut it off when the time's right. And more traversia over here. We've got a massive alder. This is how big the alders will get. This is like maybe 3 years of growth, and it's still looking pretty. It was about maybe like about good 3 foot before, and now it's what, about maybe 8-10 foot. A nice plant, nice cut catkins. It's happy. It's flowering, spreading its love. And behind it, another horse chestnut here, so that's leaning away from it. And we've got the nice big shrubby escalonia here. I've cut that back a few times because I did have chicken wire. If you're new here, I had chicken wire around the side to stop the chickens from jumping out. And it was just kept burning the plants. Plants would get stuck in it and looking a bit sad. So I've got rid of it, and you can see the escalon, entire escalon is going to form like a massive, beautiful shrub and just fill out this space. And look, prime example, I spoke about starlings and birds using there's 2 starlings on there and a sparrow enjoying the benefits of the creature hotels. You know, another man's trash is another bird's treasure. I love creating stuff as well. That's what I'm here for, people. That's what we've got hands and feet for, is to create and move and do. So do it, mate. Make spaces. Like people, I'm sure people drive past thinking, what the hell am I doing? But look, they're reaping the benefits in there. I have birds they're nesting in there in time. And I mean, I'll have the birds and they're full of bird song. Bird song is bliss. Bird song calms the soul. The more birds I have around, the best, the better. Some days I come here, I know I hear the ducks, I can hear the birds now, but I want to be like where I used to live. It was deafening with the amount of birds that I had around me. It was amazing. So we come around here. There's another creature hotel. This is one of the first ones I made in here, and just like a bunch of pallets and old bit of sleepers and stuff like that. Lovely bit of moss growing on this side, intertwined with Cotoneaster horizontalis down here. We've got some Cornus dogwood growing through here as well. Like just a nice bit of deer skull. We've got some goat willow just on here popping out the back. This is looking pretty too. So a nice little creature. Oh, look at this! Look, there's mushrooms that are growing down here. There's like that ear stuff that you can eat. I could bring some back, but that's effort for me. But and the cord line, I love this cord line. I hope this gets really big and fills out the gap. Hasn't done much this time, but as you can see, it's sitting pretty just here. And just lots of willow. Like I said, the same thing, thinning out. Not going to cut right back, thin out, and hopefully it keeps its nice shape, keeps it nice and strong. Oh, this is a spindle. It's a euonymus kind of type of. It's a euonymus, which you don't really see that often. It came with some bunch of hedgerow plants. I think I've taken it from the mainland, and it's just sitting here, sitting pretty. It's obviously happy doing its thing in amongst the willow and ollie area. And more of that ligustrum just down here. You can see that's where the dog kennel is, where the birds like to sleep. You know, Gozzy, he's looking for more food. That's what he's waiting for, making a heap of noise. You can get more food tomorrow, mate. And over here we have their pond. This is one of my favourite areas. This ollie area is not happy. I think it's just because it's gotten pooed on and pressed and pecked and everything. But you see Goggles. Is that Goggles? That is Goggles. Goggles having a whale of a time just here. Lots of comfrey down here, which is being munched like ridiculously. I might kind of take him out because I know the ducks tend to eat it. But you can see, I think it's Gozzy who has nibbled all this rush off this pond just here. That's why it looks a bit sad. You can see it's been shaved, like I've given like some weird undercut and looking a bit terrible. But honestly, this space you cannot see in here come winter, come summertime. It's so thick with life and everything. It's just a lovely space. And we've got like all the alders. And we're wondering, like, I took some alders from the mainland, so I've got them. And it's like a good maybe 30 in this space, just in this area. So I'm going to figure out how to make cuttings. I've got some layered plants on here. I'm not sure if it's worked yet. I should just take one off and just see. But I've got some moss from the Croft over here and wrap some old bags around it. So in time it should fuse and create some nice roots. I can cut this off and then plant them in places to spread the alder love all over the place. So I'm very cautious, and my camera's about to kind of run out of battery, but we can always talk. This can be a part 1, and I can make another part 2 about this space and what I'm going to do and all the plans for it. I'm not going to really do much for this bit. I think I might just thin out again. Oh, the lilac! I wonder if it will flower. Got a little lilac just here from a cutting. They can sit in pretty. I'm actually will cut back this goat willow. I will cut back and thicken up again, so it can thicken up, and I can spend more of the willow love outside, because it does get a bit wild over here. I will cut back this escallonia. There's a nice 3 juicy cuttings I can take from this, and hopefully it will thicken up again and start growing.